The FBI will deliver the document, which has been subpoenaed by the House GOP, to Capitol Hill on Monday. This document alleges that President Biden was involved in a $5 million criminal bribery scheme with a foreign national. House Oversight Committee Chairman James Comer and Ranking Member Jamie Raskin will review the document after Comer threatened to hold the FBI Christopher Wray in contempt of Congress. Joining me now is former FBI Special Agent Nicole Parker. Nicole, great to have you. Thanks very much for being here this morning.
Thank you for having me, Maria.
So, Nicole, you were an FBI special agent for how long, and why did you leave the FBI?
I was an FBI special agent for over a dozen years. I wanted to come and serve our country. I was a witness to the 9/11 terrorist attacks while working at Merrill Lynch in New York City. And it was a very difficult decision to leave the FBI. I served with honor. I worked violent crime. I worked white collar. It was my honor and privilege to work alongside amazing men and women in the FBI. But Maria, the FBI shifted. The trajectory of the FBI, its mission, seemed to have stayed the same on paper, but it changed drastically. And agents everywhere, we saw this, and it became very politicized at the FBI.
So politicized under Jim Comey's leadership. What did that feel like in the ranks? You say everybody knew it. Everybody saw a shift going on at the FBI. What kind of incidents did you witness to make you realize that something had changed, that the FBI was now running on politics?
Right. So I worked out of the Miami division. At the time that I started noticing it, I was actually working violent crime. So I wasn't involved in the politicization, but we all witnessed it because of the Operation Crossfire Hurricane. That's when it really came to light. Also, the Hillary Clinton email investigation. You know, over and over, we were seeing things, and although we were not directly working it because we were not out of Washington, D.C. necessarily, the trickle-down effect started at the top, and it came all the way down to the field offices. So we were seeing it just like everybody else in America, and many people did not agree with what they were seeing, but we kept our heads low. We continued to focus on our work, that we were truly making a difference, you know, stopping violent criminals, stopping human traffickers. That's what I signed up to do at the FBI. But the noise was so overwhelming. Over and over, we're hearing about these things going on, and it ruined the reputation of all of us. All of us were dragged through the mud when we had nothing to do with it. We were having to do trainings saying, hey, this is what happened because of Operation Crossfire Hurricane, and now I'm having to do a training on it when I had absolutely nothing to do with it, but I'm being held accountable for it. Yeah. And Maria, it made it difficult to do my job when I'm trying to recruit sources, for instance, and they don't even trust me. They're like, are you one of the good agents or one of the political agents? It made it very difficult to do my job.
I'm sure that's true. You know, there was a tsunami coming at you during the Crossfire Hurricane investigation. That, of course, the investigation into Trump over Russia collusion. I was among the few that said, this doesn't look right to me. I think this is made up by the Hillary Clinton campaign. And I, too, faced massive pushback from all over the place because there was this tsunami of this is what the FBI says, this is what the FBI is pursuing. It must be true. And now we know the Durham report explained it all, how they just blew off any claims of wrongdoing by Hillary Clinton and pursued the slightest comment against Trump. So let's fast forward to today. You say we should not expect FBI employees to come forward after what happened to this whistleblower. I spoke to Garrett O'Boyle, one of those whistleblowers, last month on this program. Here's what he told me. Watch.
It certainly appears that it's a two-tiered system, and it's in favor of one political leaning over the other. That rot, it is at the headquarters level. It is at the top. I would estimate probably 20% of the agency, the senior executive staff level. And honestly, it's probably not even all of them, just a lion's share of them who have really distorted and twisted the agency.
Nicole, when would you say this distortion started? Was it under the Obama administration with Jim Comey or even earlier than that?
You know, I was with the FBI. I started in 2010, so I actually started under the Obama administration. You know, what O'Boyle said is exactly correct. You have people that are seeing things that they do not agree with, but they are terrified to speak up, Maria. They are terrified. Look at what they did to some of these whistleblowers. You basically have to be a perfect person with nothing that they could possibly come after you for in order to speak up. I have spoken to individuals. I'm like, you know what, you should probably share this with someone. And they say, no, because then they're going to come after me. I'm like, but you're a good person. You're a good employee. Like, why not? But you honestly feel like you could have the most innocent minor infraction or mistake. And if you speak up, they're going to find just anything on you, and they are going to rip you to shreds. And that's terrifying to anyone. And a lot of people are like, I wasn't directly asked to work on the, Operation Crossfire Hurricane, so who am I to speak up? But it doesn't mean that they agree with what they're seeing going on in the agency. And so it's terrifying for people to speak up, and that's not right. People should not be afraid to speak up. And what I would hope would happen, look, when a whistleblower speaks up, why do you have to go after the messenger? Why don't we humbly, as an agency, the FBI, look back and say, you know what, maybe we should humbly listen, and let's see, is there something that we could fix? And I think Americans would trust the FBI more if they would, look inside and say, you know what, we did make a mistake on that, and maybe we should fix that, rather than constantly attacking the messenger of the person that is, pointing out things that may not be going right.
Yeah, we also see things like lots of excitement over Pride Month, lots of things away from actual law enforcement that are priorities for the FBI. We saw that in this FBI celebrating Pride Month tweet just recently. It's discouraging because you really want America's premier law enforcement agency to get the bad guys and focus there. Nicole, thanks very much for coming out and talking to us